this is the guy you teamed up with? Those are the ones you killed? Angstrom and Powerplex have a lot in common, more than one would think, and also have the same flaw. These guys are dum-dums. Let's just start with Angstrom. You live your life in all these messed up realities with all these messed up versions of Invincible. I'd agree that your hate for him is warranted, especially when one of them is shown killing your son right in front of you. Matter of fact, it seems like every version of him is just specifically taunting you, killing everyone around you except you. So you decide you're not gonna take it anymore. You're gonna take matters into your own hands. You decide to build a machine that'll give you the memories and experiences of all these different versions of yourself. And of course, with a crazy dangerous machine going off, a superhero shows up to stop it. That hero just so happened to be. But it's fine, you were prepared for this, so you just send the Mahler twins after him. And when that isn't enough, you send more from different realities. Sure, they're villains, and not even reformed ones at that, but it's fine. It's for the greater good, right? Right when everything is about to go well, you botched a whole procedure by trying to save Invincible from people you sent to stop him. I mean, you are supposed to be a good guy, right? You hate Invincible so much, but you're still willing to save him? Okay, cool. Maybe this Angstrom guy isn't so bad after all. So after the machine explodes, Angstrom survives, but he's disfigured and blames it on Invincible. He doesn't take accountability for his own actions, but just uses Invincible as a scapegoat. Not any Invincible, but the one Invincible that hasn't actively tried to kill anyone. Also, the one Invincible that he was willing to show mercy to. At this point, it becomes clear that Angstrom isn't exactly consistent with his goals. What is it that he really wants? Does he want Mark dead? Does he want to spare him? Your guess is as good as mine. Either way, he decides that the best course of action is to hold Mark's family hostage. And I mean, Debbie says it better than I ever could.
You make it sound like this is the one world where Mark is good, and you're the one who's bad.
What?
Oh, that's why you're so angry. Because you turned out rotten here, and Mark is the hero for once.
And how does he react to that? To her telling him the cold hard truth that he wants so badly to deny? Hurts an innocent woman to... Wait, why did he do this? He didn't do this to get at Mark or anger him further. He did this because he got butthurt. The man that claims to be seeking out justice harms an innocent woman solely because she said something that hurt his feelings. Not to mention by, harming his family. He pushes one of the few, maybe even the only good Invincible in the multiverse to seemingly kill him. So what exactly did he get out of this? Not only did he lose the fight, but he threw away whatever flimsy moral compass he had to begin with by hurting an innocent woman. And from his point of view, he possibly corrupted the only good Mark to be like every other evil Mark variant. Luckily, we know that this wasn't the case, but in his eyes, it very well could have been. And if that were the case, he would have single-handedly been responsible for another evil Invincible roaming around out there in the multiverse. There's no doubt that this guy is an idiot, but he isn't the only dum-dum we're covering today. Powerplex, oh Powerplex. Honestly, as someone that hasn't read the comics, I had no idea what to expect from this guy. All I knew is that he was being hyped up to be this great character. I was aware that Invincible War and the Conquest fight were both taking place this season, so I was curious to see how this could possibly tie into that, or what made this guy such a great character. So immediately we see his backstory and what caused him to hate Invincible as much as he did. The only thing this guy has over Angstrom so far is that the grudge he holds is actually against this version of Mark. By the way, I just want to make it clear that by no means am I saying that either of these guys are bad characters or badly written. I'm just explaining how you quickly lose sympathy for them because of how stupidly they go about achieving their goals. Anyways, from his perspective, it seems as if Mark killed his sister and niece while aiding Omni-Man in his rampage. It's understandable to us why he feels this way, and it makes sense that he'd seek revenge. We cut back to the present day and see that he's attempting to get Mark to face justice the proper way, the lawful and good way, but it doesn't work, so he immediately resorts to getting a suit, amplifying his powers, and causing crimes to draw out Invincible. If you're trying to get the truth and justice the way you claim, becoming a criminal is not exactly the way you should go about doing it. Because when you choose to go about it this way, not only are you putting innocent people in danger, but you lose all credibility. Even if he really did see Invincible kill his sister that day, people are going to assume he's crazy and saying a bunch of nonsense if he's claiming a well-known hero is secretly a murderer while actively endangering innocent people, which they do.
Okay, buddy, we hear you. So, what do you want?
We saw earlier in the episode that he was willing to form a case against Invincible. Social media would have been a safer and more logical next step. Gaining a following by exposing what he believes to be the truth in his experience with Invincible would be a legal and possibly more impactful route than the one he ended up going. I just don't understand how he was willing to act under the law and accuse Invincible of these things for years the right way, and then when he gets turned down, he immediately resorts to such extreme courses of action. After this doesn't work, he decides to attack the memorial where everyone is mourning over the countless families lost, including his own. You're disgracing your own sister's event. This family man sure doesn't really take the necessary precautions to ensure his family's safety, does he? I mean, why get them involved to begin with? You believe that Invincible is a heartless killer, yet you get your wife and child involved with your personal vendetta against him? You bring them to a secluded area that only you and Invincible will be? What's to stop him from instantly killing all of you and no one being there to witness it? What sense does that make? If you truly believe that this clearly powerful guy is a cold-blooded murderer, why even take a chance with the only family you have left? He got so lost in his bloodlust and quest for revenge that he literally stopped Invincible when he attempted to save his family. Why not let him bring them to safety before returning to deal with you? And I understand a counterpoint could be that he was trying to protect his family because he believed Mark was dangerous, so he didn't want Mark to touched him, basically. But the way this was set up was so Mark clearly thought that they were innocent people that had nothing to do with Powerplex. So by that logic, if Mark truly was evil, maybe he would have seen these two as witnesses and removed them from the fight so he could come back and kill Powerplex. Either way, why would he stop Mark from saving them? The guy you claim is so bad paid more attention to your family than you did because you're selfish. What did this guy really care about more? His family or revenge? Looking at the outcome, the answer is clear, because all of these wrong steps left him in a far more miserable position than he was originally in. What does he do after seeing that he literally fried his family to dust? Does he stop using his powers in fear of something so reckless happening again? Does he mourn the losses for a second or two, sure, before immediately blaming it on Mark and using it as more fuel to the fire and reason to fight him? Mark actively disproves all of Powerplex's beliefs about him. He doesn't kill him, he doesn't resort to violence, and actively tried to save his family. After being locked up, instead of doing some deep reflection and taking accountability, he deflects his mistakes onto Mark once more, making his entire journey meaningless. He achieves nothing and makes little to no character progression. What an idiot.